Culture is defined as the shared expressions of ideas, customs, and social behaviors within a particular group of people. And like other generations, millennials have our own trends for showing pride in our culture, including what we call it. Today is all about what I wish you knew about doing it for the culture. Hello, I'm Mahogany Lyles, and welcome to I Wish You Knew. Every generation can be identified by the slang they use. For millennials, the hip-hop group Migos coined a phrase everyone is using, doing it for the culture. We use it for music, art, and even political statements. But what does it mean? And does this term belong to only one culture? Here to tell you what they wish you knew are...
Hey, I'm Yasmin.
Hello, I'm Brittany Timmons.
What's up? I'm Zeppelin.
So panel, have you all heard of this phrase, doing it for the culture, and how do you define it?
I have heard of it.
Okay.
Still trying to explore what it means because I've come to find that it means different things for different people.
Agreed.
My meaning of it means representing and standing by what the authenticity.
Authenticity.
There we go.
Thank you, Zach. Appreciate you. Authenticity of what your culture is. For me, is African American, and what we stand by. That's music. That's the clothes we wear, the style of hair we have, and things like that. But it's standing by what your culture means.
So I think it's everyone's individual meaning of that. Like for us, of men and women of color, for us it's our fashion, it's the things that we put out, the things that are trending right now. So we even have so many shows out that kind of show our community in different lights and different angles of young millennials and things that we go through. And it's all about us being so pro-Black and so pro just us and owning it. And it's so nice to just see that in the mainstream now. What about for you, Zach?
Yeah, I mean, it's similar. I think that it really just kind of means like looking at what is important to us and not being afraid to stand up for it or say whatever you feel, no matter what space you're in. You know, like when Issa was on the red carpet and everybody in their mind is like, yeah, for real, when you watch award shows, you want all the Black people to win, but nobody ever says that.
We're like,
Black people.
Exactly, like that is like a statement that's like doing it for the people because that's what everybody is thinking.
And she said it so strongly. Like when she said it, I was like,
is it mean? Do you guys think that's mean though? Because I felt that way. I felt it. I was like, true. But I also was like, is that a wrong approach to have? Is that a bad mindset to have, that when you see, example, when I'm watching Family Feud and you have this family, you have this family, I'm rooting for whoever's Black. Like it's okay. So is that a bad thing? Do you think?
No,
I think it's bad. What do you think?
No, I don't think it's a bad thing. Solange knows her mother when she recorded, what's the name of the album?
A Seat at the Table.
A Seat at the Table, and her mother was talking about, you know, just because we as Black people say things, make statements like, you know, I'm proud to be Black, or show Black pride. That doesn't mean that we're counter other cultures. It just means because for such a long period of time, and even still now, there are lots of things that cause us to perhaps be oppressed or have lack of opportunities or lack of exposure, lack of awards. And so I don't see it. I mean, I respect her for having the audacity and the courage to say, I'm rooting for Black people.
She just said it.
Yeah, and even when they did, even though there was a lot of controversy around when a lot of Black celebrities in particular protested against, was it the Oscars?
Oh, Oscars So White.
The Oscars, Oscars So White. Like, that was bold and brave to say, this is not okay, that you're not including us in your awards.
Will and Jada were really big on advocating for that. Like, they took a stand on their social media. They were just like, we're not supporting this. And I respect their ground, because if we don't make that change, if we don't take those steps in our own community for our own people, then who's going to speak and do it for us.
Right, and even another example that I know you all have seen that most recently with H&M, where they had that sweater on the young man, the young little boy that said the coolest monkey in the jungle. But we know historically that we've been called porch monkeys, right? So that could potentially be something racist. And so then we turned it around, hashtag for the culture, and we put on him the coolest king, what is it, in the world or something like that. Yeah, like, so for the culture means that we're taking our own.
Representing and standing by your thoughts and your feelings
too,
for the good.
as well with the Oscars too. Like they also stood by us and supported that. I don't think it was necessarily so divided. I think that we had our supporters, we had some people that were comfortable with how things were, because it's been a continuous pattern. So I feel like we don't view it so much and we don't tune into it because we already in our mind know what we're going to expect. That one person is in that category that is black. Are they going to be even represented? Are they going to be acknowledged? Are they even going to win? Or is it going to be what we're always used to seeing?
Right,
So,
right.
Definitely.
I think it's kind of like, you know, like what you just said, really. It's like, you know, for so long we've kind of been ignored in the greater institution, and it's kind of like a phrasing that allows us to kind of take that power, you know, back and do things for us, whether the greater majority likes it or not, whether they care about it or not. And so to your question, I don't think it matters if you're rooting for somebody that looks like you, because, you know, for so long we haven't been paid attention to as a greater, you know, culture and society. So now that we're saying, oh, we want to do it ourselves, I think it's good. I think it's, you know, more power to us.
I do think it's good because for a long time, and when you look back, it has been a lot of things that have been taken from us and things that we have done first. Example, let's just say entertainment, period.
Music.
You know, the music, and you know, you've always wanted to watch us and you always wanted us to perform in front of you, but you were never giving us credit for being these talented individuals that needed credit and that had this amazing talent. It was like being used for your personal use, but you never uplifted it. So I think doing it for the culture is celebrating the things that haven't been celebrated. I think that's why it's so big today.
I love that idea, Brittany. Well, we've got to take a break, but stay with us. We'll be right back with more. Now, that is such a good point. It's like that line, and it's like, you know, you gotta do so much. Welcome back to I Wish You Knew. Hashtags can make nearly everything they are attached to popular, and the hashtag Stay Woke is one that is always trending, and another way we do it for the culture. How do you all define what it means to stay woke, and is that still relevant today to you guys?
Absolutely.
Stay woke. Stay woke. Right. Stay woke is being aware and alert of the things that are going on. And I think particularly, for lack of a better term, minorities or African Americans use that term stay woke when there are injustices that are taking place. And one of the people most recently that I think about when I think about stay woke is Colin Kaepernick. I mean, in his bravery in being in an industry, I mean, probably a multi-billion-dollar, trillion-dollar industry, where mainly black men are, you know, I mean, they are running the fields and being a form of entertainment, making billions of dollars, but yet
on that,
right?
Okay.
But yet he's like, no, I'm not going to continue to be a part of this. And every game we sing the national anthem, but yet there are young black boys that are, and men that are being shot down by police and beat up and choked to death in the streets and every day. So no, I'm not going to go for this. And now he's not employed and no team will pick him up. So things like that.
But he's woke. But for us, it was,
he's
woke. And he woke other people up. So it was like a stay woke, if you feel the terminology of how we use it. That was the question.
Yeah, it's like just like be hip, kind of like to
it's like
know,
be hip.
Yeah, like know what's going on. Like I think even aside from like injustice, like I've also seen it like be used like for like the greater world. Like if like two girls are talking to each other about men, they'd be like, yo, like they moving like this. Like make sure you stay woke. Like you know, what I'm saying,
the
how your
truth.
man is moving. Like it's like,
that's the
yeah,
truth.
it's like
Do you
just
think it's grammatically correct to use it in the way that we're using it?
No.
Probably not.
Probably not. But what has been
Awaken.
be enlightened on the current situation that is it's like I don't think that it is, but it doesn't need to be.
It's like our thing.
It's for the culture.
It is like sometimes when you watch things and it's like a hidden little message of stuff and you see it. I know for me, I say to myself, stay woke. Like it's those underlying messages that people might think we or somebody may be sleeping on, but somebody peeps it. And it's like, this is what society is doing to you and your culture, or this is what they're saying about you. Are you even aware of that this is happening like that? So it's about being alert, and it's about being active and making sure you know what's going on in the food industry, in the entertainment industry, in the businesses that you're trying to be in.
That's right.
Because I know for me, I've had this horizon with what's in the food industry, and it's like, stay woke. But so many people don't know what's going on about these things.
It's kind of like just keeping ourselves educated and informed. Like, I feel like we always tend to naturally, as millennials, we go to our social medias and we always go to the Shade Room or Baller or all our different sites to get our tea and get our updates.
Does the Shade Room keep people woke?
But
No.
it doesn't. I feel like
Okay.
it's kind of a partial, half informative way of getting information. Yeah, it's like that. But I feel like what's going on in the world, like that's for me what I need to stay woke about and be educated and do my research. Go beyond social media, read articles, watch the news. Even though every day we're seeing our culture and our people in our communities dying and stuff, but we need to know what's going on because then that allows us to be more active and do something and be that voice that some people are not able to have or don't have the strength to do. Because millennials, we have a lot to say. And this is why we're here to talk about these things. So if we're not staying woke or being informed or being educated on everything from politics to music to entertainment to food, to just even in our households, even our friendships, even in our schools, like in our workplace environments, like we need to always be informed and be kind of one step ahead.
You know, I would say one thing that I've learned to do, because as millennials, I think that we do tend to, our first choice or our first kind of natural inclination is to go to the phone and go to Twitter. I like Twitter. Twitter does give a lot of news, but also what I want, a couple ways that is easy to help us to stay woke is a lot of times when you travel to different places, they have the televisions on, and a lot of times they have the news on. So for example, the hair salon, the nail salon, sometimes I'll see the headlines. I'll say, can you cut that up a little bit? Or I'll be watching, and then I speak to older people too, and they are always talking about politics, or like, oh, did you hear? It happens all the time. They're like, you hear what happened there? I say, no, what happened? Tell me. And we'll have a full-blown conversation, and then, you know, so it's like, it's other creative outlets that we can use.
I know what Beyonce wearing today, though.
From the Shade Room.
Shade Room
I
gives
know
you
about
stuff
that.
like that. But it's a lot of stuff even in today's time too that's waking you up, that's allowing you to stay woke, in like movies.
Movies.
And music, like, it's a lot of
and
movies.
documentaries.
Documentaries, there's a lot of movies
Netflix.
coming out.
Music artists do too. Like we have like J. Cole, we have Kendrick. I think like
Kendrick is on
Chance
point.
and what he's kind of doing as well. You mentioned Solange earlier, and kind of. So I think that like we kind of have like this movement of, you know, music artists. You mentioned the Migos earlier. They don't do that, but it's all good. Like
They don't, but they brought the
Shade,
culture and they brought
hashtag.
light to culture.
Shade was thrown.
Shade. That's fine, we'll keep that there. But we do, but I appreciate the artists that we have because I feel like now they're using more of the platform that they have
that's right.
and bringing that to the younger generation that's younger than us, and they're understanding and they're talking about our history, they're talking about things that we went through. So I think it's so important that we bring light to that as well. But we are on a roll and there's still so much more ahead. Stay with us, because listen.
Another hashtag.
Thanks for staying with us. We've been talking about hashtags, millennial expressions, and other ways we millennials do it for the culture. So Brittany, you were talking about an issue that was big on social media. Can you talk a little bit more about it?
We did it for the culture because once
We really did.
It was. Once it got going around and the tea was out and stuff and coming up, people had like removed the love not removed the love, but you know, we stood by each other and was like, okay, no, we're not gonna do this. But the guy Keaton, I can't think of his last name, it was a video that went around about him. He was being bullied and his mother recorded it. And it had like thousands of likes, thousands of retweets. Celebrities was posting his stuff, was shouting him out, things like that. And of course people go and do their research. They will find you. Let me tell you something. They're gonna find you.
FBI investigation.
So they did investigations and they found that his mother was actually racist. She had stuff on her Facebook page and things like that with the flag, And people, celebrities that had supported him and maybe like shouted him out and wanted to do things for him,
gave money.
They deleted it. They deleted it off their pages and said, I'm not going to support. And it was kind of a debate because it's like, okay, this is what the kid is going through, unfortunately. But then his mom is the adult that's in charge of him, so whatever he gets has to go through her. And it was found out that he was also in school and he was technically getting bullied because he was bullying people of other races and things like that.
That was the
term. That's a form of like doing it for the culture. Yeah, it has its pros and its cons if it was right, but the rallying together to understand like, okay, no, you know, you can't go around bashing us and then you want love from us.
Right. Yeah, that's.
And it was about staying woke.
And
go do your research.
And it was majority of our people kind of like swarming in, like uniting. Like I think Rihanna had said something.
Chris Brown said
Chris Brown said something. I think even Taraji said something. It was like a lot of people, and she got so much money from that, and it's just unfortunate. But the good I got out of it is that when we want to do something together, we can unite and we can do something that is for a meaning and for a cause and for a purpose.
So you were mentioning celebrities, and Justin Bieber also said something, but I have a question.
Okay.
Can people from other races be technically a part of that phrase, like doing it for the culture? Like if they use these terminologies, is it authentic? Can they like, Justin Bieber writes something and he's like hashtag stay woke. I like Bieber, but if he's like stay woke, is that authentic? If somebody says doing it for the culture, is that authentic, or do they have to be like from Black or Latino?
I mean, I don't know if I would have a problem if I saw a Caucasian young man or Asian young lady, you know, taking a picture and then hashtag on Instagram for the culture. Like, I don't think I would be offended. I'd be like, okay, for the culture, because it depends on the context that you're using, right?
Yeah,
because we could be talking about Black Lives Matter. But I mean, other people can do it. We need allies too.
Now we
don't do that. Don't do that.
We all took a deep breath. Doing it for the culture. Is that problematic?
Wait.
It's problematic because we're shined down upon. If we wear cornrows straight back, it's considered we look nappy or we're not professional. But when they do it becomes a trend.
And this is the problem.
But they ain't gonna wear that in the office anyway.
It's about the person that's paying homage to the culture, if I can say that. So I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and act. It's certain people
that girl wear her little.
But
so you cool with it?
No, I don't care. I mean, you know,
it's
I don't
certain
care.
people that really try to just take from us and never make it seem like they're taking.
Okay, but
it's certain people that you can really just tell that they're taking.
But I feel like, but isn't it? We all sort of borrow. And I don't want to say take, but we use inspiration from other cultures. So it's not just.
That's a nice way to put it, but everybody's not doing it like that.
I mean, come on. We know that back in the day, like especially in the 70s, 80s or whatever, that we were braiding each other's hair on the on the porch.
But
like
it was also, we braided each other's hair. We wore cornrows our whole young life into teenagehood. And then you became an adult and you started working in this workplace. Oh, your hair is unprofessional. You have to look like this. Yeah. So it's a very touchy subject in my opinion, because I mean, that's like me having my natural hairs and it's natural stay. I go in this workplace and you tell me, okay, you can't come back to work until your hair is nicely done. But
I don't think that, but they can't do that anymore.
No,
it's not like
that anymore. It's been done. It has. It's been articles
issue.
where I've been looked at like I'm crazy for having this certain type of hair. My aunt the other day, excuse me, she's gonna watch this and be like, oh, me? She said my hair was not done because it was in its natural. It was in
my grandma like that. It's a whole culture. It's a culture thing.
It's a very touchy subject, but I'm sure if Kylie Jenner or whatever did go and put some extensions in her hair and she has a fro, it's gonna go viral.
But
It's gonna go crazy.
It's still
But
generational, though, in some degree too. Like we've seen this. This has been a pattern in years and years and years. But I think we take a little bit from everybody. But I think it's the way how you present it.
How you present
and
it.
it's a respect thing. I think for us, it's about respect. And I think that it makes it touchy when I can do it, and my Caucasian friend can do the same thing, but mine is look differently than it is on her. But we doing the same thing.
Doing the same
we
thing.
can wear the same outfit.
It's a different struggle behind
Yeah, it's
it.
a
Like you
different-
can go put
yeah.
this fro in your head.
But
You're gonna
you
get your
know-
life.
you
You're
know
gonna get
what
your picture. But the way I walk with this hair or this, you can go get your tan. You know, it's you look good. You glowing.
Basically, white
But
people can't use the term or
I-
But to sum it all back up,
I'm not
So
gonna say yes
basically
or
they
no.
can't do it.
But I don't know. Stay woke. I think that's different.
it
But
comes
doing it
back
for
to
the
the
culture
content.
is what it's about for you. You know, like what does it mean
But
for
black
you?
culture is one, but
but I can't
American
ask every
culture is-
person that. But it's like, what does it mean when you say do it for the culture? Like somebody can ask me, what does it mean for me? I want to give you the answer,
Yeah.
but I'm not gonna be able to know what every
everybody
person
is.
means.
You know,
when they say
what
that.
I think about. Like now, I've shifted my mindset. Like, what do they say that imitation is the greatest form of
Flattery.
flattery or like
compliment.
adoration.
Yeah.
So look, if
That
y'all
goes back
want
to-
to,
if
if
we
y'all
gonna
go back,
yeah,
we can do it.
I know, man. You
We've been
do,
flattered for
you
a
do
long
what
time.
makes you
Long
happy.
time.
You do what makes you happy. As long as you allow us in the space and give people opportunities, then you
I
know.
think the problem is that they don't. I think that's where it becomes problematic.
But we can't
Is that-
say- but we
Yeah,
can't-
is that they
But-
don't, though. Like, that's-
credit
yeah.
But we
That's
can't
what
put
credit's due.
everybody in that.
What do you mean we can't put
when you say
everybody?
they don't, we can't put everybody in a box and say you all like no, you know what I'm saying? Because we do have allies.
Well, we could put greater society in it, right? So let's take
All right, guys,
Zendaya on the
this
hold on,
has been-
Zendaya on the red carpet. Zendaya on the red carpet. Zendaya.
Okay.
When she had the dreads and they said that her hair.
Oh, they backlashed on her, but it was
bashed
beautiful.
They
It was
bashed her,
beautiful.
but then. You know, and I like Kylie, but like just like people like that, they can wear the braids, they could do that, and then they'll get praised
And
for it.
thank you.
And
That
the
was a
media
feeling.
won't come
Struggle for
down on
people
them.
that really
So that's
have
where
it.
it becomes problematic. It's like media, if you're gonna bash one, but
Bash
then
all
uplift
the
Well, who are
together.
they bashing?
Zendaya. For
For
when
her
she,
dreads?
when she wore dreads on the red carpet, they said her hair
Oh.
looked dirty, like Nab Day was coming at her. But then when Kylie made it, and once again I like Kylie, I'm just saying like they uplift her and they say she's
whatever
unique and
whatever they
she's
do. It's
innovative.
that whole family.
She's
That whole
innovative
family
and
they
all that sort of
praise.
I
thing.
know it's levels, and you know what? Your
y'all done
point
got
was
me
so
hot.
valid.
Got me worked up.
As always, this was a great discussion. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again next time on I Wish You Knew. Stephanie, you better take it there. Good.